So no one in the UK has done a lease option at our age for that big with that much equity. 120k the budget, we ended up spending double that. But it's taught us everything we know now, because if we didn't have that, we wouldn't be in the position where we are doing what we're doing now. Build relationships, always be nice to people, always involve everyone. Still mid 21.
Oh, what a show. That's Bristol out the way. Our next stop is Birmingham on the 16th of July, then on to Manchester on the 10th of September, and we'll be finishing the year in Leeds on the 8th of October. Why would you attend the show? Well, we have multiple expert speakers, industry-leading businesses exhibiting, and ample opportunity to network with fellow developers and investors. The best thing? Tickets are free. You can book your ticket today by heading to our website, propertydevelopershow.co.uk. I look forward to seeing you there. Welcome to another episode of the Property Developer Show, the podcast. Today, I'm joined by Matt Riley, who's travelled all the way up from Gloucester today. He's a Gloucester-based investor. They've got 32 properties, had an offer.
Will be from today, yeah.
Nice, congratulations. So yeah, plenty to talk about today, because I think we've known each other for 5 or 6 years.
7, I'd say.
Mate,
yeah, it's a long time, yeah.
Wow. I mean, where has time gone?
Yeah.
But yeah, when we sort of started chatting, you were just starting to get into
Rent to rent.
Yeah,
that's what I was doing. Yeah,
that's it. You and Carl.
Yeah,
still business
too
partners?
busy. Yeah, too busy to be here.
Or too camera shy.
Yeah, a bit of both. Yeah.
And obviously, we'll say 5 years.
Yeah.
Because it sounds more impressive.
Yeah.
32 properties within that time frame. I'm sure there's been plenty of lessons.
Yeah.
Let's start with them. Some of the biggest mistakes you've made.
I'd say we started in rent to rent. I would say the first few years we was doing everything ourselves. So the managing side, the rental side, just learning how to do stuff. Then we got hit with someone we knew, a personal relationship, come to us saying there's a landlord, he's got 100 houses, he wants to do something, because we were doing like building work as well. That's how we started to get into the bigger things we're doing now. From COVID. So he said he needs some work done on his 100 houses. Can we help him? Went and seen him. He said, what else do you do? And we said, obviously we buy property. We actually hadn't bought anything by then. Went and seen him. He said, I've got a house which is derelict. We didn't really know nothing about grade 2 or anything like that. He said it's derelict. He didn't say it was grade 2. Went and seen it. As soon as I walked through the door, looked back at Carl and was like, we'll buy this. Because he said we could have it for his mortgage, which is only like 350k, 70k a flat in Gloucester. Mm-hmm. It's really cheap. We thought the refurb would be about 120k. That's all the money we had. And then we found out it was grade 2 listed after we've said yes to him. We didn't know anything about that, so we contacted the council. They said you can't start any work it went on for 10 months. So we had to pay basically with the lease option, we paid the mortgage for him. Mm-hmm. And any fees was over to us. We had to pay that for 10 months before we could even start work. They gave us a whole list of things we had to abide by. And so that just sucked into our budget. So it's 120k the budget, and we ended up spending double that. Wow. So that was like a whole 2 years of a nightmare. Like the lime plaster cost us nearly like 3/4 of our budget just for lime plaster. It took about 6 months because it's 7 weeks per wall. So it's a month per wall, drying times, 4 coats. That was just a nightmare, but it's taught us everything we know now, because if we didn't have that, we wouldn't be in the position where we are doing what we're doing now. Everything still feels easy, because we're doing quite a lot of grade 2 listed stuff now, and everything is just like flying by. So it's a blessing in disguise. That's what I always say. Everything's a lesson, and now I know why that lesson is. Mm-hmm. But we pushed through it. We had to lend money off my mum, my dad, other people. So that deal, it stacked up to be the best deal you could have got. Then COVID hit. Everything 3 times in material prices, interest rate. I think we was paying £830 a month to him. Then when we got our mortgage, his was like 2%. It went to like 6 or 7%, and it was like $2,700 a month. So all our profit has basically gone. All the money was meant to take back out because we spent so much. We had to give out to people we owed, so we was left with absolutely nothing, no money a month, and then we had to start again. And then so that is the first big mistake, but it's not a mistake really, it's a lesson. So
absolutely. I've just had a guest on that was talking about, he wishes people would come to him and say, my first project is about break even. Yeah. And that's obviously what
it's meant to be the best project. Well, if it worked out properly, it would have been. But obviously COVID hit and everything, so I can't complain about that. But as it worked out, it would have been a really good money in, money out, 3-4 grand profit a month, and it worked out complete opposite. But if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now, which is 10 times better. So,
Well, there you go then.
Yeah.
What were the sort of key lessons in that then?
key lessons, I would say.
So what are you doing now that has allowed you to?
So the one major thing we didn't do was project manage properly. So we just thought, pay people to come in, subbies, they're going to do the work, and it's all going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
So then we go there. We wouldn't even really go to site every day. We go there every other day, maybe twice a week, 3 times a week. Because we thought we trusted them, because they was like friends of friends. And then we'd go there, and then they'd be like, barely anything done. And we're like, what's going on? Then they'd have all these excuses. But in our mind, we think it's just normal. Until we started like tracking it a little bit better. And it was a whole different ball game of how much when you're on site. Because now, obviously, my role is running the business, all the admin side, meetings, all the spreadsheets, all that. Carl's is project manager.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know what goes on that side. He doesn't know what goes on our side, so it doesn't clash. So it works perfectly. But he's on site 24/7. So if you've got 3-4 projects on the go at the same time, he's in between all of them, getting all materials, sorting the boys out, working out labour. He'll ring me if he needs something done, if he needs something buying, needs me to meet someone. So that's how it works now. And then he's on top of it all the time. And now we've got managers in place. We've got a new manager coming at the end of the month that we're employing so that we can have different teams. So we're going to evolve the business in different ways we'll talk about. But that's one of the biggest lessons, always be on site. Because even if me and Carl's away for a weekend and we got boys working, or we went to Thailand for a couple of weeks, we had to make sure every single thing was in place. We have got another business partner who like checks in, but he doesn't really do the legwork. So
Is that an investor?
yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's not really that part. So we had to make sure everything's all right. And then but the team we got now is really good. They respect us a lot, and we respect them. We help them out. They help us out. So they don't really take the piss, but they will always, if the boss isn't on site, then, even in my old job, that's what I used to do. If the boss isn't there, you don't go 100%. So yeah, that's a big thing I'd say to anyone. Always, if you're doing the first few projects, try and be there as much as you can, basically.
Yeah. Because their 100% is definitely 70% when you're not on site. For sure.
50.
Yeah.
But then you call them out on it, and then they're like, oh, this, and this, and then you got little like, it's just not with the asshole. Just always be there, really.
No, yeah. So this is the third business partner then, in equity investor?
No. So we obviously, like I said, we come out of that deal. When was that? 2-3 years ago, and we had nothing. So we was like, what are we going to do? We had decent money tied up in equity, but we can't get it out because obviously they downvalued us as well. That's another thing, valuers. So we had no money, no cash flow. We was like, what can we do? Went to do a different business idea. Had a meeting with someone. Then this person's approached us and said, would you like a meeting? We said, yeah. They said, basically they were selling their business, very successful business. And he wanted to make his money work for him instead of having to work again. Obviously, if you sell a business or say you retire, you don't ever really want to retire, do you? Because you get bored and then you go to your vices and you don't really, I wouldn't ever put myself as going to retire. You'd always want to do something. Yeah. So if you've got a lot of money, you just make it work for you, get involved in something else. So that's what he wanted to do. Sinners too. Obviously we're young, ambitious, we're trying to do it, and we haven't given up yet, and we've done all right. So he made us an offer, see what we could do. He said, should we buy one property? We was like, yeah. Made the deal, which was like 50-50, everything. And then we ended up buying multiple last year. It was meant to be one, and then ended up buying like loads, yeah.
Nice. So
and now we're really close, and it's going really well.
Happy days. So that's where the kind of economy of scales come with the resources.
Yeah, so we got to the point where we was like, what are we actually going to do? Because I think we had 11 properties, and we was like, we're earning all right, but not nowhere near what you want to earn. And then we haven't got anything else to build up the cash flow to invest anymore. So we're stuck. We need an investor. When we come out of that, we said we'll never use our own money again, because it was like the most stressful thing ever. Like you have like a 10 grand wage bill, and on the Monday you got no money. So you're like, where am I going to get the money? So it's like it's doing that for like 2 years. And then, so we said we're not going to do that. And then all of a sudden, and we said we're going to get a mentor because we never had a mentor. So we've been winging it ourselves. We've just been trying to do it. We didn't even know really what we're doing. Everything's on pen and paper. Nothing's done properly. Didn't even know what we're spending. Just literally trying to make it. And it was working, but not at the level it should have been or it could have been like it is now. So we said we need a mentor, someone else's money. And it's literally that exact thing come a part of our life, and yeah, it's changed everything really. He's more like a friend. It's not like when you see investors and you see, oh, this person's this. Like I go to his house a few times a week. It's just like your mate. He's 20 years older, same age as us, same mindset as us, and yeah, it just works perfectly. And his mindset is like a proactive mindset. So if something happens, it's not a reactive way. He says, what can we do about it? Solutions, not problems. That's all my mindset is. I don't ever get stressed about nothing now. And him being like that has made us just like, if something happens, because we made a few mistakes last year, obviously, overspending, this happened, we buy a property, we didn't know stuff was wrong with it. Get a RIC survey on it, you see like, there might be something which is going to cost like 20 grand or whatever with the roof. He's like, yeah, sound, how are we going to fix it? We're going to do the next one. And now we've been doing that. It's like, making the business so tight, and there's all these little niggly bits over the last year. We're saving money now. All this money we've been spending, now we're saving it, and we're going under budget, and he's putting like KPIs, key performance indicators. As soon as we get a property, we can rip it out, but we're not allowed to actually start the work until we've got the budget in place, spreadsheets. We've had like everything made, like, so all our properties, I'll know if we can buy a property in 5 minutes now. The spreadsheets we got are just insane, and we didn't have any of that before. So we've got all that now, and I've got like 100 spreadsheets. That's all I do now. I love the spreadsheets. Like I know every single profit and loss, every single penny we're making, what we're spending. I do all our work for our accountant. I do everything like that. And before I didn't even know anything. So now I know where every single penny is, how much we're going to make on that. And usually, like when we used to look at properties, you'd be like, oh, it looks really nice. I think it'd be this. Should we buy it? And now he's like, I don't give a fuck if it's Buckingham Palace. If that number's not on the spreadsheet that we need, we're not buying it. Yeah. And before, me and Carl was just like, oh yeah, now we'll buy it. And now he's like, no. And now we're doing that. The buying power we got, yeah, it's just like amazing. What the numbers we can do, and the quality we do too, because we've got our own team as well, is
How do you sort of find the balance with keeping the team busy? I'm presuming you're buying enough stuff to keep them busy at the moment.
So we've had them full-time employed now since about a year and a half now. Right. And we've expanded the team. It's a bit like, it's between 5 and 15 people a day. Obviously the subbies, like the electricians, plumbers, they are working for us quite a few days a week, but we got our own guys, which I've been on full-time the whole time. And that's the pressure we've got. So, when you've got a project coming to the end and you're like, Carl's always ringing me like, shit, we've got 4 weeks. Like, what are we going to do? I'm like, don't worry, we'll get something. And then, like today, on the way here, I got accepted on another house in Cheltenham, and that's going to hopefully, a company selling it, so they want it done quick. So hopefully we'll have that, because we got a really good solicitor and we buy everything with cash. So we can buy a property in 2-3 weeks. So we'll have that. That'll be another 12-week project. We've already got a 6-bed, which is waiting to start in 2 months. Another 5-bed at the end of the month we're starting. We just got planning for a new build we're starting. First time do a new build, which is scary, but but ready for it. We're just finishing our first flip we're ever doing as well. We've never done a flip before. So yeah, that's Carl's done that in 8 weeks. Start to finish, ripped out, everything's brand new. It is going to be unbelievable when it's finished. Resin driveway, 50 square meters patio. So yeah, we are busy, but now we're employing more people. We've got to keep buying. So, and everything we've got, to be honest, is word of mouth and off-market deals, basically. I think we've only bought three off online.
How have you sort of managed to build that up?
What, with getting...
direct to vendor leads, word of mouth.
Because everyone knows in our area what we do. We basically I get approached every day to buy a property, but 9 times out of 10 they want, I want 180, but it's only worth 200 in it. But it needs a 50k refurb. I need that for 100. So because we buy them with cash, we've got a lot of power when someone needs it done quickly. So that property we just got today, 7 people offered on it because they wanted their last offers in. Someone offered higher than us, but they come to us because they know we're buying it cash and we will never, if we say we're going to buy something, we'll never let you down. So that works in our favour. It's just reputation, really. Agents, estate agents, they know I'm really good with people and socialising. So I have good friends in who are high up in agencies or own them. We take them out. I like paddles. We play paddle with them. Take them out for food. Go out on nights out with them. So if they got anything off market, or they got an investor, or say someone who says, "Have you got anyone to buy a house? I need it in 2-3 weeks." They'll come to me every time, and then obviously I'll sort the company out as well. So as long as everyone wins, everyone gets a drink.
Yeah.
And I think that's fair, to be honest. So,
what's your approach to sort of developing that relationship? Is it a sort of, I think the property trainers used to say, "Go in with some donuts." I can't imagine you doing that.
I was going with some cash now. I'm joking. It's all just it's a numbers and people game. So if you're likable and you're nice and you're a man of your word, you can't really go wrong, to be honest. And as long as you always come through with what you say. So I'll always go in. I won't go in there with an offer saying, "Oh, 100 grand, but I can pay 120." I'll say, "This is Martha. I will pay this. I can complete it in 3 weeks, but I'm not moving." So come back to me by the end of the day. Otherwise, people are going there, I'll pay 105, 106. I'll just say to them, whatever they offer, I'll offer higher. Obviously, this is my highest offer, 125. If someone offers 120, just say 121. They'll ring me first, obviously, and say it. But yeah, so that's what I do. And they just always come through with what you're going to say, to be honest. And then always sort them out. As long as they're sorted out, that's the best way. Because obviously, if everyone's making money, then you can't complain. A lot of people are greedy, but we're not greedy at all. That's why we're doing that. So yeah, I just say build relationships, always be nice to people, always involve everyone, and yeah, just don't be a dickhead to anyone. Basically,
pretty simple.
Yeah, literally, that's literally it.
So in terms of like the refurb side, then obviously juggling multiple projects at once.
Yeah.
What are your key employees versus subcontractors? Have you got sort of site managers, or you just got?
So we've got full-time chippy, full-time labourer, full-time. He does everything really, like chipping, general building, tiling. We've got a full-time tiler who does a bit of everything as well. We got what else we got? Carl now. We got so many. I'll just pay the wages every Friday they come in. We've got painter. He's basically full-time as well. He's really good.
Nice.
We got him. We're looking for another chippy now. The new manager we got a manager as well, but he's like a general builder. We got a new manager coming in. He's currently got his own business, but he wants to set back from that. Obviously, you know how stressful it is, and he's always got a family and stuff. So he's coming in. He's going to be managing. He's going to be basically taking Carl's role.
Right.
So then we can develop on doing more projects, because Carl's obviously only an engineer by trade, same as me. I'm an aerospace engineer. He's a refrigeration engineer. And we've just done this. So it's like, we don't actually know. We've just been teaching ourselves. We've never had like a mentor in property. But I would say that Carl's knowledge on building is better than the builders. So it's like when he can see things, he's got like a good eye for stuff. His IQ for the building is really good. He'll walk in a room and be like, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. That socket's not level, all this. But he's like, how haven't you seen that to them? So he's really good at that. And I'm not good at that at all. Like, I can't even put a picture up on the wall. Honestly, I'm so bad at DIY. But that's why it's so good. It works well, because he's so good at that. And if he opens a laptop, he has a panic attack. Like, he can't do anything like that. So that's why it works so well. But then when we've got this new manager, he'll be controlling the one team, because we are looking to do now. We're going to see how this flip goes, where we already basically know how it's going to go. But I don't know how quick it's going to sell. I don't really know about the selling market at the moment, because I'm only buying. Yeah. So we're going to see how that goes. That other one we just bought in Cheltenham's to flip. So what we're going to do, instead of doing, because we're doing like 6-7 projects in the year last year, I think we did 6, which was about 18 properties, I think it was, in total. It's like blocks of flats, HMOs. We're going to try and do one team doing flips, one team doing renovations, and BRR. So all the ones we've done so far are BRR. They've done well, refinanced them all. We do repayment as well, not interest only. So we're going to own it. In 25 years, that was our business partner's idea, because obviously every property investor is interest only. And he's obviously made some comments saying, if anything happens and interest rates skyrocket, blah, blah, we don't actually need cash flow. So I'd say to people, you need delayed gratification in this game, because I've had it for 8 years now. We've not even had any money for 8 years. We've obviously got money tied up and stuff. We've got no money though. That's what everyone thinks. Oh, you got all this, you got all that. It's like, nah, like you need the instant gratification. If you want to do that, it's flips. But you can only that's not building your wealth when you're older. So, yeah, I'd say, but the delayed gratification is the hardest thing in this game, because a lot of people think, oh, you get a lot of money, but buy to lets, you leave 40 grand in, you get £200 a month. So like, it's not, people think like property is like a millionaire thing. It's not at all. If you've got the grit to do it and stick it for 10, 15 years, it can be really good. But, or if you do HMOs or strategies like we do, it's lucrative. But most people who don't know what they're doing, who's not paid for education, they're not gonna, it's not all singing and dancing to what they think. And the problems you occur, you've got to be strong-minded to get through it, basically.
100%. Resilience is the biggest skill.
That's my mind resilience now. I built that over the years. Now nothing can affect me. That's only because of all the things we went through though. So them 2 years I told you about, that mine and Carl's mind resilience now from that, nothing's a problem. Like anything that comes up now is just like, yeah, sound. Carl used to be a lot worse than me because I've been training my mind for a long time, but now he's the same as me. I'll ring him and say, this has happened, expecting him to be like, panicking. He's like, yeah, sound. How do we fix it? So that's, where we're at now is a good, it's going well.
Yeah. What sort of things did you do to sort of train, or was it a natural, organic thing that's kind of happened?
Mind?
Yeah.
Meditation. Loads of meditation.
What's kind of your outlook when something does happen? Like, just try and picture that scenario. Like what sort of...
But when something goes wrong?
Yeah.
I've always been a problem solver. I always think of how to solve it, because if you sit there and think about the problem and what's gone wrong, then that'll lead to another problem, and you're not actually going to fix it. That's what I say, don't cry over spilt milk. Like, if it's happened, just fix it straight away, because it can just roll on and roll on. And that's what a lot of people, they fall into being a victim. And we'll never do that. We'll just, we'll literally fix the problem straight away, do what we can to fix it. And that's just built up our mind, because we've had so many problems go wrong all the time. And obviously, because it's our own money and we ain't got no one to fall back on, like, we've had to do every single thing on our own. And that's what's built us into who we are today. But obviously the gym as well, all these podcasts, just listening to motivational stuff, and then just believing who you are, being the best version of yourself. That is all that combined is probably the only thing I'd say to people trying to do that. Be the best version of yourself. Make sure you go to the gym. Do things you don't want to do every single day. And then life's just easy. If you do all the things you don't want to do, and then something bad happens, you're like, oh, easy. Do you know what I mean? That's how I'd say. But there's loads more to it. Like I could talk all day about that. That's just how I live my life. But yeah, fighting, combat sports, going to the gym 2-3 times a day, getting in shape, eating healthy, being disciplined, all that stuff. And then, yeah, that'll fix your mind.
I like it. I mean, in terms of, my approach, I'm pretty similar.
Yeah.
Minus the combat sports. Not really something that I've enjoyed.
No. Do you do it?
I've done it all. Yeah, boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, but it's not my...
No.
Not for me, no.
I do. Well, obviously I love it, but I don't think, I can't wait to go boxing and Muay Thai tonight. Like,
can't wait for someone to punch me straight.
Yeah,
in the face.
that's the bit I enjoy. I enjoy the sparring. Like, so I spar every week, a couple of times a week. That's the bit I enjoy, because you've got to get in there and do things you don't want to do. But I just don't like the training side. I like the training side a little bit, but I just rather do the fighting. But it does teach you a lot about yourself, and like I said, doing the things you don't want to do, and you have to do that as a man, because otherwise you turn to your vices. You start doing things you shouldn't be doing. So your mind starts wandering off. It's so easy to be comfortable. So easy to be comfortable in life now.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm comfortable now with being uncomfortable. So most things to me are just a breeze. Like, yeah, even my mum, she panics about anything, and I'm just like, why are you panicking? Like, this is such an easy thing. And then me and Carl are just looking at her like, stop panicking. And she's like, and I'm like, mum, it'll be fine. Like, literally it'll be fine. Even my passport, went to Thailand, I spelt my name wrong. I put Matt instead of Matthew on my passport, and I seen it the day before I was going to Thailand. Rang him, they was like, you can't change it. So she's panicking, like, oh my God. And I was like, it'll be sorted. I sorted it a half hour before we boarded the plane. Didn't panic once, didn't care. I knew it'd be sorted. So just little things like that. I reckon everything happens for a reason, every single thing. everything's a lesson. That's how I look at life. And that's why I don't panic about anything. If something's happened, I know it's meant to happen. And we've had a lot of bad things happen to us, and a lot of knockbacks, but every single thing that has, we've seen the lesson out of it. So that's what's made me think now just life's a breeze.
Yeah.
It's all in your mind. It's what you take of it, because everyone's got their problems. So yeah, it's just what you make of it, really.
No, I agree. I think, has that always been like your mindset towards
I'd say since I was 21, so last 7-8 years, I'd say.
And that's, I suppose, part of that personal development, actually exposing yourself to stuff going wrong, the actual realities of the world, which is pretty tough.
So the more you do in business, the more you train, the more things you do, putting yourself out there, the more things go wrong. So obviously if you sat at home watching Netflix every day doing nothing's going to go wrong. So we've had a lot of stuff go wrong, but every single successful person I speak to, the life they've had, like, I salute. Any time I see someone in a nice car, doing well, I just look at them and think, you have gone through a lot of stress and a lot of shit to get there. Like, most people don't understand because they've never been there.
Unless they won the lottery.
Yeah. But then they got more money with problems now. As soon as they won that, they'll realise how stressful it is to do that, because that's hard. When you haven't been built into the person to have money. That's why. And you've been through all the trials and tribulations.
60% go bankrupt.
100%, because it's hard not to go bankrupt even when you are that guy. So if you've not had them trials and tribulations of becoming the man who you need to be to handle the money, with the mindset, with everything, God, you could easily spunk that money. Easily. Yeah. That's, you got to be a strong guy to keep that money if you win the lottery. Yeah.
100%. I love the phrase, if you're not failing, you're not trying hard enough.
Literally. If something's hard, and me and Carl always say, like, we always this new build stuff now, we're just like, what do we do? Don't have a clue what to do. But obviously it's an exciting thing because we're good in property now. We know what we're doing. But this new build stuff is completely, like, nothing the same. All different. Yeah. And my architects and consultants, they're like, that admin side is going to take longer than the build. So all these conditions, because it's on the back of a grade 2 listed building, they want it to be like heritage kind of style. They want us to, I think they want us to tick off like 30 something conditions we've got to do. Yeah. So all this is going to take longer than the actual build itself, but I don't even know what I'm doing. So now I've got the contacts to be able to speak to people. So we always joke about, like, if it's hard, we're happy it's hard because no one else will be doing it. So when something's hard, we always sit there and think, right, how are we going to get through this? And then we always work it out in the end because someone else has done it, so we can do it. But that's what we say, like, because most people just give up. Most people get 2-3 years into business and they're like, oh, this is getting hard now. So I have a lot of people ring me up from my area who's doing their business. They're 2-3 years in and it's starting to get hard. And I push past that now, and they've seen that. They also work for me and do things for me. And I'm always positive. So they'll ring me and say, like, this is happening. What do I do? Like, and I'm just like, mate, it's literally just a lesson. It's just getting ready for you to take you to the next level. Because if you crash now, all that time and money you spent, and you've got the knowledge now, so you're just going to lose all that. Everything gets harder before it gets better. So as soon as, and then they'll ring me 2 weeks later, oh my God, you were so right. This has happened. Now it's gone to the next stage. And they'll ring me 3 weeks later, oh my God, I'm in the shit again. I'm just like, mate, that's going to happen for years. I've had that for 8 years. It's still happened to me all the time. So you got to be a certain kind of person to be an entrepreneur, especially in property, because everyone thinks it's just smooth. And mate, as you know, because yes, every single thing goes wrong, doesn't it? So especially when people, like, you're relying on people, and a lot of people just don't care about whether they're doing the job right, or they think they're doing it right and they're not. And then, because it's not their own business, they won't see it the same as you do. So you'll need something done that day and they won't apply to you for a week. And you're just like, if everyone worked the same as you, it'd be just like so easy, wouldn't it? But that's the fun of it, really. The nature of the beast. Yeah.
Just very quickly interrupting this episode. Have you got a property deal in mind? Want to build or grow your portfolio but unsure how to obtain funding? No problem. At Roma Finance, they love to lend. The borrower-first approach means Roma deliver flexible, tailored solutions that accommodate the diverse needs and experience of developers across residential and commercial projects. With a flexible criteria, Roma take time to understand each borrower's unique circumstances. Roma's attentive team are always equipped to handle and take on your requests. They will guide and support you throughout the property journey. Colleagues and customer relations are the beating heart of their business. Don't forget to explore Roma's website, romafinance.co.uk, for helpful resources, including articles and case studies to guide your financial decisions. Remember, Roma Finance love to lend. Your property goals are only a call or email away. Now back to the episode. I mean, it's just like constant firefighting, dealing with stress. Like this morning, truthfully, I woke up really early, couldn't get back to sleep. Just got too much stuff in my mind. And what I did, I was sat in the gym and just did a list of all the shit I needed to like do. And then that just helped me like look at everything that needs to be done. And then I can forget about it then, because actually it's not as complicated as what my mind was like.
Yeah, just write all the problems, you can see it then, because otherwise there's too many tabs open in your head, you don't know. I literally had a same conversation with my friend 3-4 weeks ago. He rang me and come met me, and he's an owner of a estate agents, and he was like, "Man, I need to talk to you." He's like, "I've got so much stuff going on." I said, "Explain it to me." And he's like, he couldn't even explain it because he had so much in his head. I said, "When you go and write down this, put it in order of which one's the most." He had like 25 things to do. I was like, "Put it in order of which is the most important you have to do this week, then how are you going to do that, and then just write a list and like a big spider chart." And he did it, and he was like, "Oh my God, my head's so much clearer." Like just what you did. It was literally just because if it's in your head, you can't physically think about nothing else. So yeah, that's a good way of doing things.
And purely based on human instincts, survival instincts, your mind will make it seem bigger than it actually is.
And then when you write it down, you can do it. And it takes 10 minutes some things, but you're waiting weeks to do that thing because you're just panicking over it. And then when you do it, you're like, why didn't I just do that? That's why I would say like the difference between a man's success and how much he procrastinates is just how quick he gets things done. So like people think, oh, you're successful and stuff. It's like, nah, it's only because how quick. If something comes to me, it'll be getting done straight away. I won't be waiting and pondering about stuff. Mm-hmm. It's how fast you take action on every single thing in your life. Is how quickly you get successful. Mm-hmm. Most people, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week, and then the list of things builds up. That's what my business partner taught me, really, because I used to procrastinate a lot. And he comes in, he's got like the lists, do this, do that, and now it's like boom, 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 non-stop. Mm-hmm. See why he was so successful. And it's changed my life, really, changed everything, made us way more efficient. Everything's getting done like stupidly quick, and now we've just like gone from 18 properties in 1 year. Like it went from all this hard work, trying so hard, thinking when's it going to start? When's it going to start getting
easier?
Yeah, start getting easier. And then because we didn't give up on the 7th or 8th year, do you know Andy Frizella?
No.
You should watch his podcast. He's good. And I was he's like I think he's like a billionaire now. He's got a massive company in America and a big podcast. And he was saying he didn't pay himself for 7 or 8 years as a company. He didn't make any money for 7 or 8 years. Then on the 8th year, then it all just exploded. And that's what me and Carl, we haven't paid ourselves no money. We've never taken any money out of the business. We've never had anything. Paid ourselves £700 a month, minimum wage. And I still do pay ourselves low wage. But yeah, and then all of that hard work literally seemed like it was worth it. And now it's never going to stop. So yeah, just don't really give up, even when it is really, really tough, because that's when it builds your resilience, like you're saying, in your mind. If you don't give up, then it makes you into a certain kind of person that is ready for the next step. So
yeah.
And
it's all about momentum. I find that like the reason that my head was so swamped, obviously I had Bristol show last week. Yeah. Then I was in Bath for 2 days doing like tourist, Stonehenge.
Well, and you live up here?
Yeah.
So how long does that take you to get down there? That's past mine. That's quite far, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of a trek.
Yeah.
And yeah, that M6 to M5, as we say, is a nightmare. But for me, like...
Was you staying up there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down there, yeah. It's a long way up. It's further up than it is down. Stayed at the Apex, but just having those two, like, for me, like, it's different when I had a business partner. I had a chance to switch off, whereas now, like, the responsibility...
Well, you've not got a business partner?
No, it's just me.
See, I honestly don't know how you do that.
I truthfully don't know how to do it.
Yeah, that's fair play to you, because me and Carl always joke about that. We live together. So we talk, all we talk about is business all day, all night. He rings me about 100 times a day. And then, so we all sit down at night. So how we've got so far so fast is because, so like you just build up all your stuff in your head all the time. Whereas me or Carl, if we've got a problem or something's happening, so we can go into a block of flats, yeah? We did this last year. We bought a block of 6 flats. Walked in there, the whole thing was like destroyed. And from top to bottom, in 15 minutes, we designed every single flat, every single colour, every single kitchen, just because we walk in and go, we bounce off each other. So he'll say one thing, I'll say no, he'll say another thing, but then that's done, 10 seconds. Instead of you thinking, what colour, what this, go down, write it down, we'll just go boom, boom, boom. And it'll all be, that's what we do in our whole life, by every situation. So it's like you're one person, so everything just gets bounced together.
Do I need to go to the toilet?
Yeah. Carl, don't need to poo, real. He's like, yeah. So that's how we've got so far, because we'll make decision. He'll always, any question, he'll always say, "Do you reckon this?" And I'll say no this, and he'll say no this, and then it'll be like, we'll meet in the middle of what's the best solution for it, and it'll all get done straight away. So that's how we get a lot of our decisions done, on how to price things. We can budget a house quick, like we can do. Yeah, we can do a lot just bouncing off each other. But I feel sorry for people who haven't got someone like that, because, like you said, it all gets mumbled up in your brain. You have to write it down. I got no one to talk to. But luckily, we just got like another me, just together. Yeah. So that's a good thing for us.
It was a massive adjustment for me, truthfully. Yeah, I think.
So you're not looking at getting another?
I don't know. I mean, it's
hard to trust people, isn't it?
A little bit, that sort of sense. I mean, my former business partners were phenomenal people, and like my exposure to business partnership. I mean, I've had business partnerships like JVs that didn't go quite to plan, but I think it has pros and cons. Obviously, the pro is that all the income, all of the rewards, I don't have to share.
Yeah.
But then on the flip side,
is it worth the stress and the mind always?
I think so, yeah.
Depends how much there is,
that extra 50%, yeah. I think that balances, but on the flip side of that, to give away 50%, you get 50% of the work in from the other side.
Yeah, could you expand it more with someone else doing certain jobs?
Definitely, yeah, 100%. But then that's about, I suppose, using the resources to employ staff, which are cheaper than 50% of your business in the long term.
Yeah, true.
But it's fine. I don't think there's really a right or wrong way of doing it. It's doing whatever
looks for you best, really.
And that situation, because I think if you've got a business partner, there's definitely pros to that and cons to that. If you're on their own, there's definitely pros and cons to that. So I think you just got to do what's right for you.
Yeah. So me and Carl's been in business for like about 10 years now, or 29. So 10, 11 years we've been doing anything to make money, like, because we was both basically like the same kid at school. So he'd be selling sweets, I'd be selling sweets, but we was in different schools. So then we've met through another friend, and just got on straight away. We got the exact same mindset. We're like the exact same person. If anyone in our area knows us, we are the exact same person. Never have a different thought, never have different ideas. Everything's exactly the same. So we don't care about, I've never cared about money. I've just cared about freedom. So it's never never been greedy with the money. So I'd rather have relationships and freedom than the money, but the money obviously you need for that. And now we're getting somewhere like that, like we can imagine doing on our own. I'd rather take a lot less money and still have the relationship, because that's what we enjoy more. Do you know what I mean? But then this is like a byproduct. All this coming now is like a byproduct of everything we're doing. So it's like, perfect really at the moment. Yeah. It's going well. It is going well, but it's from all this hard work. That's why a lot of people don't see all the...
It's the iceberg, isn't it?
Like, mate, the iceberg's crazy. Like people think, because it looks good and what you're doing, you've got nice cars and all this stuff, but like they don't understand. If you could even see the stress that we've had to go through, or like losing all our money so many times, the situations we've been in, nobody would want to do it. That's why no one does it. Really, if you think about it, not a lot of people do become successful, or
not consistently.
Not consistently. Yeah, they'll lose after 3-4 years. So we're still going after 10 years, and we've had a good life. We've done it all right. We haven't had to sacrifice too much.
I mean, look, like in the period of time that we've known each other, I mean, I've known other people that were in a similar situation.
Yeah, well, everyone I know, really, that we used to know.
Is no longer doing what
exactly,
what we've done. And I think it's all about that persistence. Like there's no, in my mind, I'm in a position, I don't mean this in a big-headed way at all, but I'm in a position now in my life where it's almost harder for me not to be successful. Or wealthy.
But you should be proud of that, because you've got yourself there. You know who you are.
Yeah,
it's not being big-headed, but you just know who you are, and it's proof that you've done it. Yeah. So you need to like give yourself a pat on the back. Everyone's you're big-headed and stuff. It's not being big-headed, but if you know who you are and you know what you've come through to do that. Like I heard you said on the podcast about people doing better than you and everything. You'll never hear nothing bad about them because they know where they've come from and how much they've had to do. So they know what you're doing. So they're never going to say nothing to you because they've got nothing to say. It's only the people, obviously, you said below you, who always got something to say because they don't know how much you're going through. So you should be proud of what you've done.
I can't. Is it something along the lines of you won't be criticised of the people that are ahead of you?
Yeah, exactly. Because they know how hard it is.
Yeah.
So that's I don't like it when people are like that because they don't understand.
Well, that's half the thing, isn't it? They really don't understand.
But you shouldn't listen to people who's not in the shoes that you want to be in. So it's all just mind stuff, really, isn't it?
100%. Yeah. I mean, it's 80%, it's 20% idea.
Yeah, literally.
10% delivery.
Yeah.
And 70% mindset.
It's like the gym. It's 15, 20% gym, 80% eating, 80% discipline in eating and sleep, and then it's all made in the kitchen. Like the gym, you can go 3-4 times a week. Just do a decent workout. But if you're eating right, your body changes automatically. But if you're going gym 7 days a week, you're not eating right, nothing changes. So that is the same concept, really. But a lot of people don't understand that.
What if you go 7 days a week in the gym and eat properly? Then what happens to you then?
You look good. You look very good, yeah. Basically. And you wake every day, all day.
My biggest regret with the gym is not stretching properly.
Well, I'll tell you about that in a minute.
That is, my biggest advice to people getting into the gym now.
I stretch a half hour every single morning now. I have to.
Yeah, and me.
I couldn't even put my arm back here, because I started gym when I was 14, 15, and I've never stretched until a couple of years ago. Couldn't even squat because I couldn't put my arms back, and now I try and stretch half hour a day, and it's changed everything. I go to a chiropractor, osteopath. I get deep tissue massages every month now. I do everything because otherwise I feel like an old man. And it's only since I've got to like 28 and I'm like, am I just getting old, or am I like, is my body just trying to like fix itself? Because all this beating myself up over the years, all the fighting, the gymming, the just like non-stop pushing weights. If you think about it, you're just tensing your muscles the whole time. If you're not stretching them, it's just a recipe for disaster. I've got a bar back all the time. It's like, so now I'm stretching half hour a day. It has helped loads. I couldn't even touch my toes, and I'm pretty flexible. So that's a very big, good piece of advice, I'd say. Stretch. If you're going to the gym or doing anything, stretch. I don't stretch after I stretched before, but either way, something's better than nothing.
Yeah,
basically. We'll be crippled up at 50 years old.
Yeah,
can't even spend the money.
the only beauty is I know if I stop going to the gym, then I seriously will fall apart. Yeah. I think it's the only thing that's keeping me together.
I have like a week off here and there, and I just feel like I go back to the gym a lot stronger. But then I'm like, well, it feels better not going gym. And then you go gym, then you're hurting every day again. Like every day I wake up and I'm just like, so long getting out of the gym, 5 in the morning to go gym, half hour stretching, half hour cardio. I'm just like, why am I doing this to myself? But as soon as you've done the session, you feel amazing.
And that's what you said earlier, if you've done the hard thing first
then the rest of the day's easy. Literally.
Is,
Just keep just routine, discipline, consistency. I think you need that to be successful. I don't really meet a lot of successful people who, not just in the gym, but I mean like in life, they got a routine, they got a good discipline. Because if you give into your vices, it can go bad, especially if you've got money. If you can, like, I've got an obsessive personality with things. So like if I do anything, I like to go extra on it. Yeah. So like eating, gym, or like not going to the gym. So it's like if I don't go to the gym, I'll be like, oh fuck it, I'm not going for 2 weeks. Yeah. Because I just did the keto diet for 5 weeks, so I had no carbs or sugar. I come off that, and then I just went so extra on the carbs and sugar, and I was just like, what am I doing? I couldn't even stop. I was like, so then I've literally started to reel it in and be like, right, this isn't me anymore. So just things like that, but I can control that. But a lot of people can't control it. So you gotta have discipline, or you can't be successful, because especially with money spending and stuff and a good routine. Yeah, I think everyone needs that.
100%. I think, I was thinking about this sort of this week, actually, to be fair. Like, being a business owner is all about consistent peak performance, and that means mentally having the clarity to deal with stuff when it occurs. Obviously, what we've been talking about today, but also being able to have the foresight to see what's next, make sure that you're working on the business and stuff. And you have to operate in this to us. You probably don't recognise that you're in that sort of zone, but you have to be in that zone constantly. And it's probably the similar.
It's like it'd be like normal to us now.
100%.
I can't even.
It's like peak athletes. Like they just have
it's
to.
All
be in the zone.
That's all. I think I don't even realise. All I think about is business.
Mm-hmm.
All I think about all day, every day is business and gym. There's nothing else I really think about. Like all me and Carl speak about is business and gym. There's nothing else. There's nothing else we speak about. But it's like it'll be funny because he'll get home at like 5. We'll be cooking, and then we'll sit there till 10 o'clock at night just talking full on business every single night, like nothing else. And it's never there's never a moment when it's not that. Because there's nothing else. What else you can be talking about really? But that's what I see in the thing. Like if you're not talking about something productive with your friends, it's just a waste of time. Yeah. If you're not talking about how to make money, how to get better relationships, how to get fitter, like what's the actual conversation? It's a waste of time.
That is alien though. Like that. Some people might watch that and think boring.
Yeah.
Don't go out.
But that's all I enjoy. I don't actually enjoy it.
You and me both.
Yeah, literally.
But we are the anomaly in this apparent reality that we live in.
But then I can guarantee if everyone else started doing that,
the world,
they'd realise how much better it is.
We'd be on Mars.
Even on a night out, I'll be in the corner just talking about work. Do you know what I mean? That's all I.
Yeah.
That's all I enjoy. I think it's because it's not a job to me anymore. It's like it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
So it's like people say, "Oh, you're working." It's like nah. Like I love this. Like I'll be 24/7. I'm on phone, my laptop. I can work from anywhere because obviously I do all the admin side. So
this is work now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, so it's like it's not a job. We made it into a lifestyle, which pays you well. So yeah, and then what we're trying to build is just generational wealth for our families. Obviously, you've got to put in the work for. There's no get rich quick schemes, man. We've tried everything, like, and then we thought property was. Obviously, we got sold the dream for £25 course. I think that was it. Who was that with? Where did we meet?
I think social media.
Yeah, Paul Preston, MMI. That's how I went on rent to rent course. Paid 25 quid, then paid £3,000 on that day. Reduced from 15 grand.
Obviously.
That got us quite a few rent to rents in 6 months. Carl left his job, and I stayed in my job obviously because you need 24k income for the mortgages. And then we used to have a store at Creamfields.
Okay. Oh, I remember you saying about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was fun. We had a store at Creamfields, selling camping gear. My friend brought us in for that. He didn't have any money. He's like, "Do you want to buy bigger tents and come with me?" He was like, "Yeah, sound. Anything to make money, we do." Made quite a lot of money the one weekend, and then Carl was like, "Mate," I was like, "I can't go back to work," because it was just like it was the worst thing ever. It wasn't the worst thing ever. When I'm making more money not in my job from property, and I'm still having to work, and I was just like, I can't do this because I used to hate my job. Didn't used to hate it. I just knew there's more out there. And he just said, "My money's your money. Just quit if you want." So I ripped my notice that day. Brought in the next day, and then it was
history.
Yeah, and then we got but then obviously you can't buy properties without a residential and without 24k income. We didn't have any of that. So it took us a whole year. Well, that project took us 2 years and 5 flats. It took our mortgage broker a whole year to find a lender. It gave us like 7.9% because it was a lease option for we bought it for £1, exchange contracts. 350k it was, spent like whatever on it. It's worth like 700 and something. So no one in the UK has done a lease option at our age for that big with that much equity. So nobody would trust us or do it. So mate, we had to get a bridge in the end for 3 months, which cost us like 40 grand or something. The bridge was so big, so that was more money. So we had to do that because we didn't have a residential or the 24k income coming in, but because the equity was so high, they was like, maybe get a bridge so it says you're a professional landlord for 3 months. Made us spend all that money. Then they give us the mortgages on the worst percent possible for 5 years. But that's taught us everything we know, and that's got us in the property ladder. So we are like, I'm very grateful to Rob Holmes who did that, mortgage broker. He helped us out massively on that. Without him, we wouldn't have been able to do that. But it's all worked out finally in the end. So
that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
On that positive note, if people want to get in touch, how can they go about doing that?
I have actually just got rid of all social media. Well, I've still got Instagram, my personal one, but
so pigeon courier.
I'm coming off it, but it is MW Riley on Instagram. Right. Basically, that's it.
On LinkedIn or anything like that? No?
I made it a few weeks ago, but I've never actually used it. It's Matt Riley on there.
And email potentially if people do want to get in contact.
glosspropertymanagement@gmail.com.
Spot on. Well, I appreciate you making the trip today. I know it's a long journey. You did say you like driving. So.
Yeah, in my new car. Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you very much for tuning in today. Obviously, as I always say, please do like and subscribe, and do leave a review on the audio version. It helps us grow this podcast and get more amazing guests. Take care. All the best. Bye-bye.